Okay. Hello. So now we're gonna start with the example 9.3 of the course. The example says that it involves oxidation of biscuits containing 25% fat. I'm gonna write the given as I'm reading the question. And we have sensory testing has revealed that they become unacceptable to 50% of consumers due to rancidity when the peroxide value reaches 15.6 milliequivalents of oxygen per kilogram. Assume that the surface area of the package, so the surface area is 0.044 meters square, and each bag contains a weight, just adjust the camera. Each bag contains a weight of 250 grams of biscuits. We have to calculate again the shelf life. If they are packed in a laminate film consisting of two 25 micrometer layers, they are co-extruded OPP with an overall oxygen transmission rate of 650 milliliter per meter square per day. And the second case, if they are packaged in a laminate film consisting of 15 micrometer biaxially oriented nylon and 18 micrometer low density polyethylene. So in this case they are sandwiched in the case of B, and in the case of A they are co-extruded together with an overall oxygen transmission rate of 2 milliliter per meter square per day. Both they are performed at 23 degrees Celsius and 0% relative humidity. So they are giving us 0% relative humidity, more or less. We are gonna then neglect the driving force and we're gonna assume it to be 1. Assume that there is 0 oxygen inside the packs immediately after sealing, that all the oxygen that enters the packs reacts with the fat in the biscuits. Okay. Good. Let's start. So I have written the given over here. We have the biscuits, 25% fat, shelf life from the consumer side, because they are saying that when they become unacceptable to 50% to consumers. So this is the shelf life from the consumer side. It is, they have found when the peroxide value reaches 15.6 milliequivalent of oxygen per kilogram. The surface area is 0.044 meters square. I'm just repeating the given again to emphasize it more. In order to start, we have the weight of each pack, 250 gram biscuits. We need to calculate the shelf life taking 2 cases. The first one, it is laminated in a film consisting of 2 micrometer, 25 micrometer layers of oriented polypropylene. This is the thickness. They are co-extruded, and this is the oxygen transmission rate. I have written it over here of the 2 layers of oriented polypropylene. And then I have the second case B, laminated film with 15 micrometer of nylon and 80 micrometer of LDPE. They are sandwiched. I have written it also while I was saying it. And the oxygen transmission rate through these 2 layers is 2 milliliter per meter square per day. Of course, we can look over here and we can see and we can figure out that the oxygen transmission rate between these 2 sandwich layers is much lower than the oxygen transmission rate from the co-extruded oriented polypropylene layers. As an assumption, of course, we're gonna have to put in mind that the shelf life from here would be much higher than the shelf life that is calculated from the co-extruded layers. Otherwise, you can make sure that your calculations are wrong. Okay, so for example, from the given, sometimes we can assume whether our calculations are going within a right path at least. It's not necessary that now we are speaking about very correct values at the end, but we're going to speak about a correct pathway or not. We assume 0% oxygen, we have very proper sealing, and that all the oxygen that when enters the fat will react with the biscuits. Okay, and 0% relative to humidity, and therefore we said that we can assume that the driving force is 1. Okay, fat content 25%. Why I am gonna start with the fat content 25%? You're gonna see. Fat content 25% as is written inside the given. So the weight, I want to calculate the weight of fat in each pack. Why? I'm gonna start step by step. Why I'm calculating the weight of fat in each pack? Because over here I have the shelf life from the consumer side. It is unacceptable when the peroxide value is 15.6 milliequivalent of oxygen per kilogram. From here I can get out how much oxygen is critical in order to be unacceptable for the consumer, or the maximum allowed concentration of oxygen inside the package, and that would react completely with the fat as they told us inside the given. Okay, for this I have first to calculate the fat percentage inside the biscuits, and then from the peroxide value that I have, the critical peroxide value, I will obtain by multiplying it with the fat percentage of the maximum quantity of oxygen that is able to react with the fat and that is handleable inside the biscuits. We're gonna see. So first of all, I'm going to have the fat content 25%. Weight of fat in each pack would be equal to 25 times 250 of the 205. It is 62.5 grams. 250, which is the 250 gram of biscuits.